Hello, everyone. Oh, wow, Apple. You're like right on it.
We're going to get all the people all the non-sports ball people.
Yes, it is sports ball day, and I do not participate in it. It's okay if you do, so don't worry about that.
We did a couple times in the past.
So what I wanted to do today, and it's not going to be a perfect test. Let me try something. I froze this earlier, but it's a little soft, so it's not a perfect test. It's going to be a tasty test. This one, I put fruit cocktail in. Hey, plant-powered pellet.
That's a tongue twister.
Plant-powered peddler, Janet. I'm going to refer to you as Janet, and I hope that is okay because I just taught a 2-hour class, and I've done a whole bunch of stuff today.
She doesn't do good at night, so.
I don't. Hey, Janet.
So it will be interesting.
Kitty Mommy's here.
Yay.
So
to all the non-sports ball people.
We have all the original pineapple that we did the very first spin and stuff on. And one of the things is there's scoop and what do they call it? Soft serve. Soft serve and scoop are 2 choice programs to give it the very best chance. This has only been frozen for about 12 hours, so it's a little soft, but it should be fine. So I'm going to put this on soft serve. So this is a can of fruit cocktail that I just put in there, and what I did is I took...
Is it in syrup?
It's in juice.
Juice. And
I pushed the fruit pieces underneath the juice, so there's no fruit sticking out, right? So it's frozen solid, it's frozen, there's no little gaps that don't have the juice in it. So usually what I do is I blend things, and so this pineapple one looks like it's blended, but really we spun it and we refroze it. So that's what that is. Okay. So we're going to try these 2 separate things. And Janet, if you or anybody else has general questions about the machine, let me know. You'll kind of see how everything goes. So for anyone new, because since this is so new, this half, except for the dispenser for the soft serve, is kind of like the original Ninja Creamy. There are a few different settings. One main thing that we're addressing today is the first thing you do, like if you had a Ninja Deluxe, the first thing you decide is it a full pint or a half pint or whatever. And that gave you different choices. Picking this gives you different choices. Linda says Super Bowl and the TV's muted. And hello to all the Janets. That's why not one car passed me while out walking tonight. Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so these are different containers than the others, and part of that is that's how you get to make it into a swirl. First, you spin. Freeze, spin. Always. And all the things. So I'll show you this. Okay, so this is a little different. Before we had things here. Now it's just that nozzle fits there. And this comes in and out. I think that this is a nicer way to clean. Also, it's very easy to get this this gasket out to clean it, which is really a big improvement. Hey, Olive, it's good to see you. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it on, right? So we turn it on. This has little ledges, so I'm going to slide it in and I'm going to turn it in. So over here is soft serve, over here is scoop. I'm going to do soft serve this time because I don't think it's a fair comparison with scoop since this could be a little frozen, a little more solid. So that's why I'm making that choice. Okay, so we're going to do soft serve, and this is Fruit Whip. So will you hand me that camera? And I'll show you a little bit up close of this. Oh, I just made everything go away. On my side, but not your side. Oop, here we go. Now we've got the right camera. Okay, so scoop, you can tell possibly is lit up. And all the ones that are lit up, we can do with scoop. Ice cream, frozen yogurt, fruit whip, frozen custard, creamy fit, and light ice cream. Milkshake, sorbet, and gelato, you can't see as much there, but they're not bright. If I put over to scoop, there would be some that overlap. Retract has to do with the swirl and has nothing to do with this half, mix in or respin, okay? So with that, we are going to, I would love to do that, Janet. Just email me at kathyhester@gmail.com or support@healthyslowcooking.com. We're traveling a good bit, but we would love to be on your show, of course, always. Okay, so I'm going to push fruit whip because this is just fruit. So I do that with the pineapple and stuff too, though we're going to just see about it being scoopable. That's going to be our next thing. First, we're going to make a swirl because that's what everyone wants to see. So we're going to process it.
It's
now,
loud.
You have 6 minutes of me talking while you kind of watch that. Let me see here. Let me get a better view for you. There you go.
Yeah, that's a nice view there.
Yeah. So you can watch that, and I'm moving away from it, which is going to hopefully make it quieter. Cheryl's standing nearby, so I'm not sure if it's quieter or not. So with this new swirl, you don't have to swirl, or you can. The soft serve, we've noticed in the tests that we've done twice, really process and spin that pint nicely. We've not had to do a respin at all.
Haven't had ice wall either.
There hasn't been an ice wall. And I suspect with this one there won't be anyhow because I cheated and did not freeze it the full 24 hours because I'm living on the edge. So if it's too liquidy, it is no one's fault but my own. No one's. What's great with these kind of one ingredient or one can recipes is they're great if you're just kind of feeling overwhelmed, maybe you have seasonal affective disorder, maybe you feel a little like the world's on fire, I don't know. You can still open, I was able to open that and do 70,000 other things. I just opened it, put it in the pint, I made sure that I pressed all of that fruit under the juice. You could use something like fresh fruit, but you'd want to make sure that you, I smash berries or something like that so the juice is released and the juice needs to cover the fruit. In some cases you can add a little bit of water, but if you turn it into too much water, it could break the machine. So in general, I say only use water on a respin. If it's like you're doing a fruit sorbet and maybe it looks really powdery, adding a couple of teaspoons of water then doesn't really cause any problems at all. Are there any questions, Cheryl? I don't think she can hear me over this. She's over there looking, so I thought I'd see if there were any questions. What else can I tell you? 6 minutes, I'm finding, is a very long time. Oh, I guess I haven't given you the spiel that I've been giving about the Ninja Creamy Swirl the whole time. By me showing you this, I am not telling you you must get rid of your old machine and get a new machine. If you're happy with your older machine, that's great. If you don't really need nice cream, you can swirl your own ice cream. You don't need it. So far in my very preliminary tests, it seems like some things in it are better built, and that's what I'm talking about for a little bit.
Someone had a question, is it as loud in our kitchen as it is on the video? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. I walked into the living room to stand with Kathy. I had my hand over my mic, but you could probably still hear it from that.
Yeah, it's slightly quieter than the original. It's not as quiet as the Breeze. If you go and look on YouTube, there's, and actually if you look down below in the description, there's this big plexiglass case that you can put over the deluxe and the original. It's too small to go over this, or too oddly shaped. So I'm sure a new one will come over. When you put that over, it's a lot like if you went to Starbucks and they're blending Frappuccinos and they have the lid closed versus the lid open. A lot of times they don't close the lid. It is a loud appliance. All of them are loud appliances.
Honestly, you could probably like measure the width and the height of that one and go get like a cheap clear plastic trash can and just cut a little notch for the power cord to come out and just plop it on top of it.
Well, then maybe that's your project when we get home.
Maybe.
I think that'd be a great idea. That'd be a good DIY. Trying to think of what else. So like, if you, in all Ninja Creamies, if you have leftovers, you freeze it and then you spin it on the original setting. So like we just did Fruit Whip. So if I don't use all this, I freeze it, I'll put it back on Fruit Whip and then hit respin. You never hit respin to begin with, because all these settings, oh, it looks nice. All of these settings really just tell the rod how slow or fast to go down, and the revolutions how far that is. Yes, Janet, I have tried the swirl function. I've got 2 other videos, and we've done that. We're going to do the swirl right now too. It is very loud. Yeah, the blade takes its time because that's what. If we're doing like Fruit Whip, sorbet, light ice cream, it says, hey, this mixture could be extra hard. And so it lets that. And Colleen says, I'm surprised you didn't need to blend the fruit first. I typically do. But on sometimes like with this pineapple, I didn't blend the pineapple. It's been processed already once before. Ooh, Apple says she sees patterns for creamy sound domes on 3D printer sites.
But you won't let me have a 3D printer.
Well, we can talk about it.
Ooh.
But that may mean you have to print them for other people too.
Okay.
So, you made kiwi banana yesterday? Oh, that's awesome. Janet, which kind of Ninja Creamy do you have? Tell us about that. It is cold most places. I had the house open again today. It was 67.
It's raining a little bit now.
The first week of March bundle talk we connected the other day. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to push this button, pull that out, and I expect this to be a little softer. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you why I usually blend some of my fruit. So see, since I didn't, it's got some of these pieces of fruit on here. And it's not going to be quite as smooth. There's a few little pieces in there. I probably, it tastes pretty good though. I think that's good enough for right now. All right. So what we're going to do, the very first one, because I have all the models. Literally all the models,
including the Breeze that was out for like 3 months.
It was out for like 6 months.
Was it 6? It felt like it was only out for like 3 months.
Okay, so that part, if you don't have the swirl, if you've had any of the other models, all that kind of made sense. This, and I love the way they're really thinking about how to take these things apart. I think that gasket would be hard. This whole gasket comes off of the sides, and you can clean it and then I just open the lock part and then this comes back in. We're going to put this.
As the person who does a lot of the cleaning of these machines, I am very impressed with how accessible all the gaskets and things are and the lids and stuff.
Right, and so see how that has something blue? This is blue. So we're going to put it in here where the blue meets the blue. Do I have this on right?
It goes the other way.
What do you mean it goes the other way?
It goes this way in.
Wait, I think I have this wrong. Do I?
Other way.
What do you,
Match the blue with the blue.
but
Other
then,
way.
Oh, you're right. Y'all, I'm tired.
And then I'm trying to do it backwards.
Turn it towards me.
Oh.
Yes. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. Okay, then what we have, that was a me error.
And then you want to open it?
Yeah, well, let's get it where they can see.
Okay.
So another thing that's very different is we have all of this tomfoolery on the bottom.
Tomfoolery.
That's my new word. That's my 2025 word, tomfoolery. And so there's closed and there's open. This is only used during the swirl because this is where the stuff comes out, right? So there's a little channel right underneath there.
And every time I look at this, y'all, doesn't it look like those things we used to get when we were kids to do the Play-Doh? Show the little star part. And you used to pump your little Play-Doh through it, and you used to make the little star shape.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to turn this to open. And what I want you to see is that channel that opens here. It opens and goes through to this. Okay. Do, 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 do. Do you want to get a cone? Well, actually, we don't have to do it in a cone.
Let's just do tiny bowls, because I don't want to have too much this late of fruity stuff, because it'll give me heartburn.
Okay, so I want to get it where you can see all the things. This is the handle that you're going to pull.
And you know, I kind of hate that they call it a swirl. I'm like, why call this a swirl when you can just call it soft serve? Because by calling it a swirl, and I said this the last time too, every time I hear it, I feel like it's false advertisement. Because you're going to have to go through a lot of work to make the swirl we're all thinking of in our head.
We can talk about that in a minute too. So you notice this is kind of leaning, and what we're going to see is something come from here and start pushing it all up.
Just like the Play-Doh machine.
It is, you know, a swirl's a swirl. You see the blue coming? I don't think you can see it yet. There you go. You're starting
to see a little bit of it.
And so it's going to push all the air bubbles out, and then here we go.
Right here, see the little blue? You're going to see it go past my finger. See how that's past my finger now? And it's pushing that forward.
And this one's a little soft, but this is the one that I didn't freeze enough. Let's see if I can make a little, sort of.
It was pretty good. I mean, considering it's pretty soft.
Do you want to taste it?
I'll taste it, but I don't have any, like...
I don't know if you're going to like this
I don't have big plans for liking this one. Yeah, it's super soft. This would be like a good, like...
That's a me problem. That's not an it problem.
It's like a mango lassi consistency. Mm.
Do you like the flavor? Is it kind of mango-y?
It's a little fruity.
It's all fruity. I'll probably end up giving, and I can always put this back in the container and freeze it. I'm just trying to show you. See, it tells you when it's done as far as it's going to do, and it pulls back and retracts it.
Yeah, see, this one's already.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my fault. So you can have some of that one if you want.
That's okay. It's the same stuff, right?
Okay. And probably, I'm going to see if I can do it tomorrow. We might be able to film cleaning some of it tonight. But I'm really tired. I'm so tired I'm trying to put the thing in backwards.
I don't think tonight's a good time to
I
film
don't
beyond
either.
now.
So I'm going to close this, right? I'm going to press this, twist, and pull it out.
Another thing I want to mention is that you don't have a hard time with your small hands turning that.
It's pretty good. Now there is still some left, so you get to have a snacky if you're giving it to other people, and I can put all of this back in and let it freeze a little more for next time. What I wanted to do, and I'm just going to leave these little, actually I'll just take these off. I'm not even going to wash this. I'm just going to eat the fruit pieces because
Please don't let any fruit pieces get in mine.
we're going to do the same thing. This one's frozen pretty solid. This one's been frozen for a couple of days since we used it, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And I want to do scoop.
Scoop. Scoop.
Scoop may have less minutes on it too. One can hope. Oh, that's not working anymore. Here we go.
I get it.
Nope, I got this. Really.
Okay.
I think we can do it this
I
way.
think your phone died.
Everything's been on. So there's all these great little notes and tips. You can leave them on. I'm just taking them off so you can see a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to press scoop, and then you'll get to see scoop. And then we could do ice cream, creamy fit, light ice cream, milkshake, sorbet, gelato. I'm going to press sorbet for this one. Sorbet was not an option, but Fruit Whip was. Fruit Whip is what they're considering can be squishy. And again, for anyone watching this, the reason it was extra soft was because I didn't freeze it quite long enough. Okay.
She cheated, only did it half the time.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. So some other one ingredient things you can make. You could use applesauce with some cinnamon. If you can find pear sauce with an extract like rose or lavender would be really amazing. You could also try pear cardamom for like a fancy sorbet. If you're going to use frozen fruit, a lot of times you can make ice cream with frozen fruit, non-dairy milk, and usually if it's fruit-based, I'll sweeten it with canned pears and fruit juice. If I'm making an ice cream that's not fruit-based, I will blend up dates in with that fruit mixture. With sorbets, Fruit Whip, it is more than okay to have your fruit be the thickener, like the applesauce, the pineapple, the mixed fruit cocktail, the peaches, apricots, anything like that. But if I wanted to make a vanilla like we spun the other day, you could either put any kind of sweetener. In that one I put some agave nectar. I used half a cup of cooked white sweet potato. You could use regular sweet potato or pumpkin, but you will have a little bit of that flavor. So I find that works better if you're doing like a pumpkin spice. But you could even use thickeners like cooked carrots and make carrot cake ice cream. You can use green peas. You can use bananas. A lot of people have feelings about the bananas, so you don't have to use the bananas. But having that half cup of whole food plant-based thickener gives it a premium ice cream texture. And by that I mean it tastes like you used oil and sugar, or at least the mouthfeel is that. It's this thick, rich, sumptuous mouthfeel. And in my Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creamy ebook 2, which came out last year, that's how all the recipes are. They're all whole food, plant-based, no oil, sugar-free, or options are no refined sugar, at least.
Yay, it's done.
Yay!
Move it back. Move it back.
Yay! All right. Oh, Claire they bought their first Ninja Creamy today. You know what? It's not me moving over to a new product.
You need to talk to Ninja.
Talk to Ninja. This just came out. I just got it less than a week ago because people are already asking questions. So you may have missed what I said earlier. If you have an older model and you're happy with it, I'm not telling you have to get this model. However, most of the things that we talk about with this model as far as like how to make whole food plant-based ice cream is going to translate to the other models. What I found so far is my recipes from the Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creamy ebook 2 work fine in this. So that was one of my big questions. Also, that book is on sale. If you look down below, instead of $24.99, it's $19.99 till March 1st. So go snag your copy. Goofy Cheryl is in the house. Goofy Cheryl is always in the house, unless she's cranky Cheryl.
Super goofy Cheryl if I've had caffeine.
Oh, she had a big coffee the other day. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Okay, so I'm going to get the button, get this out, and let's take a look. So it looks a lot the same. As far as like it's got the swirl in the middle. There is an
ice wall.
Yeah,
Ice wall.
Very little ice wall, and for those of you, it is still better. It's less ice wall, like I'm not having to crunch it. And this is how I remove an ice wall in any version. Usually it's more than this, and then scrape the very bottom off. See how you can see how. Can you see those ice crystals? Maybe? Come on. There you go. Like around in there. So then what I'm going to do, it's yummy.
Is that the same Dole Whip we had the other day?
It's exactly the same Dole Whip.
Okay.
So it's pineapple and juice. Okay. So I'm going to take it here. Then I'm going to put it back in. And I don't have to hit any of those, I don't think, to do respin. Let's find out. Magic! Huh? This is only like one minute.
It's awesome neat.
Yeah, no, it's a powerful machine.
It comes out here.
Yeah. It has more places, fan and vents. We're almost there. You can see it doing its little countdown. Oh my. Okay. So the respin works similarly on all the models, and basically if it comes out and it looks powdery, like this one did not look powdery. You could have scooped this if I was only going to do 1 scoop or 2 scoops for me and not give any to Cheryl, then I would have, if she was running errands or something, then I would just scoop it out and I would just mix it up. But since now look at this. And this is what I do with all of them. And also you'll notice the hole is bigger.
Way bigger in this one than the other one.
It's got some different mechanics, but the basic idea is the same. I do think the motor works a little bit better. So see how you can't see any.
No ice wall. Well,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit on
Nope,
that one.
none.
No?
None. Absolutely none. Here, take a little. Like absolutely none.
That one's way so much sweeter than this one.
They both are fruit and fruit juice.
Yeah, but
That's got pineapple and peaches and pears and apricots. She doesn't like peaches. That's why I didn't tell her till just now.
ew.
But peaches taste
Ew.
kind of like mango. You like something else?
Ew. Make it go away.
So, Claire, if you have not made your Ninja Creamy and it looks like Dippin' Dots, it looks like snow outside, you're like, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. You need to keep processing it. If it looks really like snow, add a couple
Powdery,
of, yeah,
kind of powdery looking.
take a couple tablespoons of water or non-dairy milk, add it in, and then do respin. Sometimes, depending on how cold your freezer freezes, how thick the mixture was, what your ingredients were, you might have to respin 3 times. If it looks just like, another thing you could do is do light ice cream and sorbet on the regular models. That's what you're going to use 90% of the time for whole food plant-based ice cream. Here we're going to go ahead and add in Fruit Whip, maybe frozen yogurt. For now, I'm going to work on a custard. Keep your fingers crossed for me. You could go ahead and do light ice cream and then do a regular ice cream instead of doing 3 or 4 respins if you know it is a consistent problem. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But this looks awesome. I mean, it looks really awesome, and there's nothing in there but pineapple and juice. Do this one. Here's my scoopy scoop. And so the 2 different things, like the scoopable one, imagine that. Why are you getting a cone?
I want a cone.
No.
I
This
want a
is
scoopy
scoopable.
cone.
This
I want a
one's
scoopy cone. Oh, where's the other cone?
okay.
Maybe we don't have any more.
Here you go. So see,
I'll leave these.
and because I respun it, it's a little bit softer. But sometimes you have to decide, do you want it to be smooth or do you want it to have a little more give? So either way,
It's pretty.
we've got you.
Pretty.
I love the fact you can make ice cream in your blender, but you can't make scoopable ice cream. So here's your scoopable.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And
That's a lot.
And then I'll just level this off and put it back in the freezer, and then I can keep doing it until it's like about a little less than a quarter. I would not reprocess for just a quarter.
Have the spoon.
You can have the spoon.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, guys. I will let you get back to sports balls, should you be sports balling. Will you want a cone? No. Well, she's like, she wants some kind of different cone. I don't think we have a different kind of cone. We have one kind of cone that I bought that you had yesterday. She can put it in a cone. I'll let her have a cone later.
I just didn't want to open the other side because,
The other side was already opened.
yeah, and I couldn't find where the other side was, so I don't want to open these because I don't want them to go bad while we're gone.
Okay, that's a conversation y'all don't need to hear. So, if you want to watch the replay, I'm going to do a better one of these 2, but scoopable looks a lot like old style Ninja Creamy. And it could have an ice wall, but I swear it had 20% of the ice wall it normally has that when I'm doing it in the original or the deluxe. So the soft serve is actually doing it more so that it can be extruded over here and do its little swirl thing. A lot of people have asked, can I make like a 2-flavor swirl? And you can, and it's a pain in the tuchus. So you would have to spend 2 ice creams, let's say chocolate or vanilla, scoop half out, put half in, so you have half chocolate, half vanilla, then you could swirl it.
And they would have to be side by side,
Yeah,
not one on top of the other.
You'd have to scoop it. You'd have to scoop that out. So some people say, oh, you could freeze it that way. It would be really impossible to freeze it that way. But even if you could, when you spin the ice cream, it's going to spin it into one flavor.
Actually, if you had some kind of food grade, like plastic sheet that could slide down the middle so that you could fill each side, that might...
You're not listening to me. If you froze it, you have to spin it before you can swirl it.
Oh, and I just mix it together.
It'd be a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah.
For absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So don't do that. But if you really want to try, and I've seen someone online already do this where they took half out after they processed it and then did it that way. I don't know how hard it would be to keep things from sloshing around, but eventually we'll try it. So stay tuned. Eventually I will do it. I don't want to. Just like I didn't want to like this, but so far I find that it's doing a little bit of a better job. It seems to be redesigned a little bit. And with that said, if you have an original, if you have your deluxe, if you love it, if you're not going to swirl anything, you're good. Okay? You guys have the best, barest end of your weekend, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Bye.
Bye, everybody.